There is a lot of what ifs in Australian football. What if Lucas Neal didn't slide into Fabio Grosso during the 2006 World Cup? Would we have seen Australia win the World Cup? What if Daniel Arzani didn't tear his ACL on his Celtic debut? Would he have been a part of the Manchester City treble winning side of last season? What if Geraint Qual scored that last minute equaliser against Argentina in the 2022 World Cup? Would it have been Matt Ryan that won the World Cup for Australia? And what if Bruno Fornaroli didn't go to the Asian Cup in 2024? Would he have beaten the all-time single-season tally for goals in an A-League season?
Fornaroli tries to bend it. Oh! Bruno Fornaroli!
Before his Asian Cup call-up, Bruno Fornaroli was scoring at a rate rarely seen in Australian football. Bruno was scoring at a staggering 1.3 goals per game through the first 10 games of this season. It's an unbelievable rate of scoring for any player in any league, but for a player that's 36 in the twilight of his career, it's almost unheard of.
Fornaroli with the Rabona!
To showcase how abnormal this type of season is from a 36-year-old, I gathered up all seasons ever played by a 36-year-old in A-League history and put it into a graph. This graph compares each player's goals per game against their end-of-season tally. And these are the results. It shows some of the greats. Archie Thompson was only able to score once in his final season. Bobo, the guy who holds the A-League record for the greatest single season goal tally, only mustered up 5 goals at 36. Scott McDonald did a little better in the 2019-20 season with 7 goals. And before this season, the record was held by Adam Lafondra with 12 goals in the 2022-23 season at a rate of 0.57 goals per game. And then all the way over here by itself is the what if season of Bruno Fornaroli. If Bruno Fornaroli continued scoring at a rate of 1.3 goals per game for all 27 regular season games, he would have been on 35 goals. An absolutely unfathomable feat. Now that's comparing Bruno with people his age. What if we compare him with some of the best seasons of all time in A-League history? But let's have a little fun and be somewhat realistic with this graph. To score at a rate of 1.3 goals a game is not maintainable. I mean, Erling Haaland's record-shattering season in the Premier League was only done at 1.02 goals per game. So let's just say Fornaroli scored at the same rate as Haaland from the 11th game week onwards and didn't go to the Asian Cup. The rate of goals for Bruno would have been 1.12 over the whole season. Still unbelievable. Now to show how unbelievable it could have been for Bruno Fornaroli, this graph shows the top 2 goal scorers of every A-League season, going back to the inaugural 2005-2006 season, and puts their goals to game ratio against their end of season tally. At the bottom you can see in the first season of the A-League, Alex Bross was the second highest goal scorer with 8 goals at a goals to game ratio of 0.41. The further we go along this chart, you see some iconic seasons in the league's history, like Joel Griffith's 2007-2008 season for the Newcastle Jets, Daniel McBreen's 19-goal season for the Central Coast Mariners in 2012-2013, the first 20-goal season with Besar Berisha in 2011-2012, Bruno Fornaroli's 25-goal season around the swarm of Jamie McLaren's best ever seasons. And when we get to the end, we see the current record for goals in an A-League season, which is Bobo's 2017-2018 season, where he scored 27 goals at a rate of 0.96 goals per game. And then there's the what if of this season. If Bruno Fornaroli scored at a goals to game ratio of 1.12, he would have smashed the current record for goals in a season with 30 goals. An unbelievable record that could have stood for a long time, but that's a what if. Even if he does go on to win the Golden Boot with a higher than 1 goal to game ratio, he would be the oldest player to ever do so and the second player to do it in league's history, only behind Jamie McLaren's 2020-2021 campaign. But it still won't be the season that it could have been for Bruno Fornaroli. But I guess that's just another what if in Australian footballing history. Thank you all for watching. Drop your comments below of your biggest what ifs in Australian footballing history. And until next time, I'll see you soon.